A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I want A+ English because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I want A+ English.
Hi everyone and welcome to A+ English. I'm Pat.
And I'm Elsie.
And today we're looking at an article about stage shows. Okay, something I have quite a bit of experience with. We're going to look at a few different things related to stage shows, the actual stage, a different kind of show, what the parts of the stage are. But let's warm up by asking, which famous actors or actresses do you like and why?
OK, 所以我喜欢什么样的演员？男演员或是女演员？然后原因为何 I like a lot of actors and actresses. For example, I like Matthew McConaughey.
Okay.
I like Brad Pitt.
Right.
I also like, for actresses, I like Lady Gaga, if you consider her as an actress.
I mean, she did really well in that movie she did with the singing movie. I've forgotten its name. With Bradley Cooper. Yes, that one. I heard she was really good in that.
Yes, that's one of my favorite movies.
Okay, my favorite actor of all time, unfortunately he's no longer alive, was Sir Christopher Lee, who famously played, he was vampires, he was Dracula, he was Saruman in The Lord of the Rings, he was in Star Wars. He did over like hundreds of movies in his life. And he could do amazing things with his voice and just with his eyebrows. Other actors, you've got to like people like Tom Hiddleston, Dominic West, Kenneth Branagh, I always like watching. I do kind of like the actors who've maybe got the more British stage acting traditions.
Okay.
And that's what we're going to look at today. Acting, being on stage, and the stage itself. Let's read through day one.
All the world's a stage. Warm-up question. Which famous actors or actresses do you like, and why?
People all around the world enjoy stage shows in theaters. Actors make us laugh and cry as they act out stories before our eyes. Western theater began in ancient Greece. It was important as both a religious and a social activity. Ancient Greece had tragedies or sad stories and comedies with happy endings. We still use many ancient Greek ideas about stage shows today. There are three common types of stage. With a proscenium stage, the audience is on one side. They can't see the things or people behind the stage. A thrust stage goes out into the audience. For theater in the round, the audience is on every side.
So the article starts by saying people all around the world enjoy stage shows in theaters.
Stage 指的是舞台，所以呢 stage shows 就是舞台剧。Do you watch a lot of stage shows? I bet you do.
I don't get to watch them so often, especially these days. I've probably been in as many as I've watched. But a stage show there are a lot of different shows. There's plays. It could be a musical show. There's a type of improvised show where there are no lines. Everyone just makes up the story as they go along. So we mean all of those different kind of shows. As long as they're on the stage, which is that bit that's usually a bit higher, people walk on it, then it is a stage show. So we could say at the end of the show, all the actors stood on the stage and clapped. So a lot of people like these shows, and we read that actors make us laugh and cry as they act out stories before our eyes.
课文这边说到呢，当演员们在我们眼前表演出故事的时候，他们会让我们又笑又哭的。那这个笑呢，我们用的是 laugh 这个动词，详细的用法我们来看一下吧。Laugh 这个动词呢，代表发笑、大笑。那如果只是小小的微笑，我们用 smile 就可以了。那给同学们一个例句哦。For example, Derek knows how to make her laugh， 代表 Derek 知道怎么样逗她笑。那如果是 laugh at somebody， 那就变成嘲笑某人了。It's rude to laugh at others， 嘲笑别人是没有礼貌的行为。那怎么样把它变成名词呢？我们在字尾加上 ter， 变成 laughter 就可以了，指的是笑声。所以当我们看到 someone bursts into laughter， 代表这个人突然大笑。那单字例句给的是 Everyone laughed when the cat did something funny and cute。 当猫咪做出有趣可爱的举动的时候，所有人都笑了。
Right, we could say everyone laughed when the teacher told a funny joke in class. And they make us laugh or cry by acting out stories.
Act out 代表把点点点表演出来，可能是把故事表演出来，把剧情表演出来。
Right, instead of just reading the story, they're doing the actions, doing the voices, moving around, telling the story with their actions and body. We could say, for example, at Christmas, many school children act out the story of Jesus' birth.
也是把耶稣出生的故事演出来。那我们前面还看到 actors make us laugh and cry。 make 是一个实义动词哦，接到受词之后，接下来如果是主动的动作，我们要用原形动词，像是呢 The movie made me think of my high school classmates， 代表这部电影让我想到高中的同学。那想到 think of 我们就用一个主要的动作，所以呢 think 是原形动词。
So let's now take a bit of a look at the history or part of the history of stage shows and theatre. The article says Western theatre began in ancient Greece. Now, of course, there's other types of theatre performances in China, India, other parts of the world. We're concentrating on Western theatre here, and it's ancient Greece where it really became a thing.
Western theatre 代表是西方的剧场。Begin 这个动词呢，代表开始，也就是 start 的意思。那它的三态呢是不规则变化，特别小心哦，是 begin, began, begun。那开始做某事，我们可以说 begin to do something， 或者是 begin doing something 都是可以的。For example, he began to cry when he heard the news。他听到消息之后开始哭泣。那名词形式呢是 beginning， 代表的是开始的时候，那中间就会是 middle， 结尾就会是 end。所以从开始到结束，我们可以说 from beginning to end。单字例句给的是呢 The meeting tomorrow will begin at 9 a.m. Please arrive at the office by then. 会议将会在明天早上9点开始，请你在这之前抵达办公室。
We could also talk about the Olympic Games, for example, beginning in ancient Greece. And another sentence we could say is classes at this school begin at 8 a.m. So we've got theatre in ancient Greece, and we learn it was important as both a religious and a social activity.
Both A and B 代表两者皆是，所以呢，我们可以说 Both the man and the woman are my siblings，代表两个人都是我的手足。那我们现在先进到 Magic Box 听讲师讲解这样的用法咯。
Magic Box。
哇，期待已久的中秋连假终于来了！嫦娥我啊，跟月兔呢，在月亮上看到地球的大家很开心哦，我们呢也非常开心。只是啊，看到呢你们在吃一个叫做月饼的东西哦，哎呀，非常羡慕。月亮上面呢可没有这种东西哦。Both the jade rabbit and I really want to have some moon cakes. 哎呦，玉兔啊，跟我呢都很想吃月饼，有没有人可以快递到月球啊？月球上啊，相当寂寞，只有我跟玉兔两个人呢相依为命，所以英文里面呢两个都，这个用法呢我可是熟到不能再熟啊。英文里面说都两个跟三个以上有两种不同的用法哦。 当3个以上呢，我们会说 Oh。例如呢，早期啊，我在来到月亮上之前呢，我在地球上有3个以上的朋友。All my friends are on Earth. OK， 所有我的朋友呢都在地球上。但如果呢，像只有我跟月兔2个都，这时呢，我们就要用另一个单字 both。both 要怎么用嘞？首先呢，第一种用法呢就是 both A and B。A、B 呢都怎么样？注意到呢，我们有2个人哦，所以呢，当做助词的时候呢，后面搭配的动词呢都会是复数动词。例如呢，开头的那一句哦 ，Both the jackrabbit and I really want to have some mooncakes。玉兔呢跟我2人都想吃月饼，或是呢 ，Both Amy and Betty are students。Amy 跟 Betty 2人呢都是学生 ，Both A and B 也可以当作受词使用了。例如呢，我的前夫后羿 ，He is both smart and handsome。哎呀，他又聪明又帅，就是呢个性不好哦。或者是呢，我们再看一个例句了 ，I like both strawberry and mango。草莓跟芒果呢，2个我都喜欢。Both 呢还有另外一个用法咯，就是修饰名词。例如呢，我们可以说 Both students are from Taiwan。2个学生呢都来自台湾。这时候呢 ，both 在句子里面呢，它就修饰了学生 student 这个名词哦，表示2个都。OK， 所以 both 这个用法，2个都，你也学会了吗
？So theatre was important not just for one thing, but for several. It was a religious thing and it was a social thing.
那我们先看到 religious 这个形容词是宗教的，所以 a religious belief 宗教信仰。A religious person 那就代表这个人对宗教信仰是很虔诚的。那名词宗教呢，就是 religion 这个字了。
Yeah, in Greece, these plays, these shows were used to kind of praise the gods and tell stories about them. Some people enjoy Christmas for all the presents and the family celebration, but for others, it is a religious holiday. So yeah, in Greece, it was for religion, but it wasn't just for praying, it was a social activity. So in ancient Greece, theatre was a place you could go, you'd meet people, you'd talk to people. It was a social activity.
没错，这边用 social 这个形容词来形容后面的名词 activity。
So another example we could say is around Halloween, there are many fun activities for both children and adults. So yeah, in Greece at that time, this was a social activity. You went there to meet people, but it was also an important thing for the city. If you were a citizen, you had to either be in the show or at least go and watch it. Next, we see in the article, ancient Greece had tragedies or sad stories and comedies with happy endings.
OK， 所以这边看到一个单字 tragedies， 你可能蛮会想说这是什么意思？其实不用紧张，后面马上就帮你解释了。我们后面看到的是 or sad stories， 也就是悲伤的故事，悲剧叫做 tragedies。还有什么呢 ？comedies 喜剧，喜剧有的是 happy endings 开心的结尾。
Yeah, an ending is just the end part of a story, a movie, a TV show. You could have happy endings, sad endings, exciting endings. We could say the writer is having problems with the ending of the story. She can't get it right. So a lot of ideas were developed at that time. People were writing plays, and the article says we still use many ancient Greek ideas about stage shows today.
到今天呢，我们还是在使用古希腊剧场流传下来的方式。
That's right. So some of the ideas were about what types of stage we can use, the different ways of setting things up. And the article explains there are 3 common types of stage.
有3种。
Okay, we'll start with the one you probably think about when you think of watching a play. With a proscenium stage, the audience is on one side. So you've got the stage there, the audience is here, and that's about it.
当我们看到 an audience 或者是 the audience， 代表的是一群观众或听众。 common 这个形容词啊，代表的是普通的、常见的，像是常识，大家都有的知识，那就是 common knowledge。那一个普遍常见的问题会是 a common problem。那如果是共同的兴趣，是 a common interest。那 common 这个字还可以当名词用哦 ，have something in common， 那就是有共同之处。For example, my sister and I don't really have much in common， 代表我姐姐跟我其实没有什么共同点。单字例句给的是菜 is a common Taiwanese family name. A few of my friends have that name. 蔡是台湾常见的姓氏，我有一些朋友都姓蔡。
That's right. There are other kinds of stage, but these three are common. You will see them a lot. You'll see them most of the time. We could also say a dog is a common pet, but a pig is not.
Type 这个名词呢是类型、种类的意思，也可以用 kind 这个字来说。那不同电影的类型，我们可以说 different types of movies。不同音乐的类型可以是 different types of music。不同食物的种类 different types of food。那当你要说，他是我喜欢的型，你也可以用到这个字哦。He is my type， 或者是 she is my type。那单字例句给的是There are many types of cakes and cookies to choose from at the bakery。这间面包店呢有许多种蛋糕跟饼干可以供选择。
So types means the same as kinds. There are big categories and inside lots of smaller ones, each with their own special thing. You could say this bakery sells many types of bread, or on sports day, we play many different types of sport. Okay, so in this case, with this kind of stage, they, the people in the audience, they can't see the things or people behind the stage.
OK， 所以观众是看不到舞台后方的物品。
Okay, so that's number one.
Yeah.
We've now got a thrust stage goes out into the audience. This is quite common when you've got, say, a musical show where you maybe want the musicians to go out a bit. And it's also quite common to have some audience just a little on the side. So the actors have to be careful. There's people there, and people in front of me. However, it still means some parts are hidden.
OK， 所以第二种呢是三面式的舞台。为什么叫三面？左侧、右侧、前方都有观众，或者是中文也可以称它是伸展式舞台。那主舞台就会向前突出，伸向观众席。
Okay, and then finally, we've got the third type. The article says for theatre in the round, and that's a whole phrase, in the round. The audience is on every side. Like the play's here, and there's people watching it all around. It's quite a challenge for an actor because you always got to turn your back to people.
Right.
You got to think about who you're looking at and where.
所以最后一种，第三种是圆形舞台。那圆形当然每一侧都是有观众的。
We'll learn more about stage shows tomorrow, but right now, let's go to today's review time activity.
Review time.
Okay, so what are we doing today? As you can see, I have this great chance to interview Pat about his theater career.
Yeah, I've been, well, we'll find out how long I've been doing this kind of stuff for and some of my experiences. So you've got some questions for me.
Right, I got a lot of questions. So number one, when did you first act on stage?
Oh, I'm sure I did there's a few things I can remember from elementary school in the
小
UK.
学就开始。
But I would say it didn't really start until a little bit later on, maybe when I was about 15. That's when it really happened.
Okay, and number two, why did you start enjoying acting? And why do you like it?
Well, why did I start enjoying it? It was fun. Basically, it was a chance just to mess around, kind of pretending to do things with friends, sort of just doing silly voices and acting. Right at the start, that's what it was. It was just kind of silliness and fun. Why do I like it? To be honest, the thing I like most is having the audience there, paying attention to me, and me kind of using that attention as energy to do fun stuff and do different things And that sort of interaction is the best part.
So I can say you feed on people's attention.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. So you started liking it when you were 15?
About 15, that's when it really hit, yeah.
All right. And number 3, do you prefer acting in tragedies or comedies?
Ooh, that's a good question. I've probably acted in a lot more comedies, a lot of happy, funny, silly kinds of plays. But as I've grown older, I've kind of wanted to do more tragedies because the characters are deeper and more interesting, and you get to do a little more with them instead of just kind of silly stuff that is kind of over and people laugh and they forget about it.
So now you prefer acting in tragedies?
I'd like to do a few more, yeah, but comedies are still a lot of fun. I'm fine with those.
Okay, and here's the last question.
Okay.
Have you ever acted in the round or on a thrust stage?
In the round, sort of, yes. I've done a few plays where the audience was on at least 3 sides. But luckily, I was only in them for a short time and I didn't have to think too much about which way I was looking. We did a show called The Diary of Anne Frank about the Anne Frank story, but I was only in it for about 2 minutes at the end. I was one of the guards, so we didn't have to worry about really acting. A thrust stage, sort of, same situation, not really having to worry about the audience, but most of my stuff has been a proscenium stage with the audience just on one side.
Which one do you find the most challenging?
Haven't really done lots of in the round and thrust stage, so I don't know. I'd have to really do it to find out how it went. Okay, we've got a few more questions that Elsie's going to ask me on days 2 and 3 of this article. It's all the time we've got today. Thanks for watching and join us again tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All the world's a stage. Warm-up question. Which famous actors or actresses do you like, and why?
People all around the world enjoy stage shows in theaters. Actors make us laugh and cry as they act out stories before our eyes. Western theater began in ancient Greece. It was important as both a religious and a social activity. Ancient Greece had tragedies or sad stories and comedies with happy endings. We still use many ancient Greek ideas about stage shows today. There are 3 common types of stage. With a proscenium stage, the audience is on one side. They can't see the things or people behind the stage. A thrust stage goes out into the audience. For theater in the round, the audience is on every side.
Word power. Laugh. Laugh. Everyone laughed when the cat did something funny and cute. Everyone laughed when the cat did something funny and cute. Begin. Begin. Begin, began, begun. The meeting tomorrow will begin at 9 a.m. Please arrive at the office by then. The meeting tomorrow will begin at 9 a.m. Please arrive at the office by then. Common. Common. Tsai is a common Taiwanese family name. A few of my friends have that name. Tsai is a common Taiwanese family name. A few of my friends have that name. Type. Type. There are many types of cakes and cookies to choose from at the bakery. There are many types of cakes and cookies to choose from at the bakery.
认识字汇
Stage. Stage. Religious. Religious. Ending. Ending. Audience. Audience.